Now, the campaign spokesman for the coalition throughout the campaign was Matthias Cormann, and of course he's here tonight to continue that line of work. And Senator, this isn't the campaign result that you worked for 8 weeks. There's a kick in the pants here, isn't there?
Well, there's still a lot of counting to be done. The people in the great state of Western Australia have only stopped voting about half an hour ago. So, obviously, let's see what the result is at the end of the night. Sure, I mean, we always expected that there would be some swings. We always said that the election would be close, and that is playing out tonight.
State-by-state variation seems to be the story so far. How do you account for that? Because just to continue the conversation we were listening to a moment ago with Lee and the panel, surely if Medicare was a big factor, you might expect that to be uniform across the states. How do you account for these variations? Reasonably solid in Queensland, not so in New South Wales or in Tasmania.
Well, Queensland and Victoria are looking quite good for us, and the people in Victoria and in Queensland have experience with very bad Labor governments, and certainly, I mean, that appears to have played a role, but overwhelmingly across Australia, I mean, Labor did run an outrageously dishonest and aggressive scare campaign on Medicare. I mean, to the point where they were sending text messages to people voting, pretending that they came from Medicare Direct, asking for Medicare to be saved. I mean, the extent to which Labor and the unions went in this campaign, seeking to frighten people into believing something that wasn't true, patting themselves on the back, for the political effectiveness of that dishonest scare campaign has been quite unbelievable, quite breathtaking.
At least one member of the ABC broadcast panel has introduced the idea, potentially, of a hung parliament. Is that the way you're seeing it at present?
No, I mean, that's way too early to tell. I mean, obviously, as I said, I mean, people in Western Australia have only stopped voting about half an hour ago. I mean, if you look at what's the situation in Queensland and Victoria in particular, it's looking good for us. I mean, in New South Wales, I think it's still got a way to go.
And the splintering of old Palmer United Party votes, I suppose people broadly describe it as the angry or the disgruntled, they haven't in large measure gone back to either major party, have they? What's the story that sits behind that,
well,
do you
look,
think?
I mean, obviously that sort of analysis is, the sort of analysis that will have to be undertaken in the days and weeks to come.
But it doesn't say a lot about the National Economic Plan for Jobs and Growth, that people were inspired by that.
Well, I mean, we presented in this election what we, in our judgment, was important for Australia's future and what was important for our future success. And given, the challenges we're facing in the world economy and the like. So, I mean, a lot of people across Australia put their heart and souls into selling our plan, explaining why it was necessary. And obviously, I mean, today was the day for the Australian people to pass judgment. Let's see what it is when all of the votes have been counted.
That is what we do need to work out. You mentioned the great state of Western Australia. Is that critical now in determining this one way or the other?
The great state of Western Australia is always critical. It's a very important state, of course, in the Federation, and I'm very much looking forward to the results coming in out of WA.
All right, well, Matthias Cormann has some other commitments, and so we'll wrap up from here. Lee.